Well, hello. Come with me as I tell you a story from my bed. Woo! So I wanted to talk a little bit about manifestation. I'm just gonna say, like, right off the bat, I'm not an expert at manifesting at all, but I did have this experience one time years ago when I was living in South Korea that I want to talk to you about today. That's better. Anyway, so I was living in South Korea, and I remember one day I was having some really bad digestive issues, and I had apple cider vinegar, like a quarter cup of it, because I didn't know what you're supposed to take. And I had it in the morning, and I felt so fucking powerful and confident the whole day. And I went to, this wig is in my face. Actually, it's not a wig. Actually, it is a wig. Anyways, I digress. I went to a parade that was somewhere in Seoul near a really beautiful palace. And I remember that there were hundreds and hundreds of men that were dressed in the same kind of uniform. And I remember I was just feeling really ballsy that day. So I saw this guy in the distance in a sea of men. And I just thought to myself, I choose you to be my mate or partner. And as soon as I looked at him, he looked up at me from probably 1,000 feet away. And I was as close as you could get to the people marching. I was 5 feet away. I see him in the distance. And the whole time he's marching right all the way to me, we are like making direct eye contact. Marching, 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 marching. And as soon as he reaches me, we both burst into these huge smiles. It was amazing. Ugh. And he walked by, he like kept marching and marching and marching and like looking back and smiling and marching and marching and marching until he, couldn't twist his head anymore, I guess. And I kind of regret not giving him my number because, like, that was one example of like how I manifested, or really what I think of it is like I conjured it or I allowed it, but it felt more like it was really freaky powerful. And I was like, I've never had an experience like that since. I can open up parking spaces, or I can command them, so to speak, but I don't know how to do that in like, let me command a job. It just doesn't really happen that easily yet. So we'll see.